how to be funny on stage. Woo, 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 woo. Now, how many of you think you're not funny? Okay. So, the ones who have raised their hands and the ones who haven't, I have one activity for you before I begin my module. Think of the most embarrassing moment in your life. I'm sure it's not very difficult. And think about the biggest struggle that you have faced so far. This goes for all of us. Okay? So let us begin with the module. I will come back to this question in the next half of my module. Now, can anyone tell me what kind of speakers can be humorous speakers?
Confident.
Everyone.
Confident.
Exactly. Anyone and everyone. I did not realize this until I became a humorous speaker, but trust me, giving a humorous speech is one of the easiest tasks you can do. You don't even need a speech for it, you just have to come on stage and enjoy. I have seen so many auxiliary players today cracking jokes. That is not something that I see every day. The two icebreakers that I have heard, I am telling you guys, this can very easily be in a competitive speech for a humorous speech contest. So let's have a huge round of applause for that. But since I am called here, I'll have to talk about it. I'll have to give you the knowledge that you might already have. So please bear with me, because if you think I'm a smart aleck, please blame Swasti for it because she invited me. Okay, so let us begin to understand what a humorous speech is. But before that, let's know what it is not. How many of you confuse it with a stand-up comedy act? Raise your hand, come on, I did it too. A humorous speech is not a stand-up comedy act. I'll tell you why. How many of you have seen any stand-up comedy act, randomly? Any favorite stand-up comedian in mind?
Zakir Khan.
So, in a stand-up comedy act, you can A, go below the belt. Okay? You can crack jokes which are not offensive. Which are not offensive. Okay? And secondly, you watched an ad, you had of 6 minutes, 7 minutes, 1 hour of fun. It is not mandatory that you take away a message at the end. Think of the ads that you have seen. Can anyone recall any message apart from having a good time? It's not mandatory. There are some stand-up comedians who give away a message at the end of their ad, but it's never mandatory. These are the two things that a humorous speech has. You should never, never, never go below the belt. And it is very important that your speech has some message. Why? Because I am a speaker, I am a humorous speaker, I can speak very well, I can make people laugh, I can go into variations, but what is in it for the audience? You heard me for 7 minutes, you heard me for the 20 minutes, what is your take? You had fun, you laughed, I can laugh visiting YouTube, I can laugh visiting CLC, right? Yeah. So, there should always be a takeaway for the audience. Now, how I categorize my humorous speech, I look for 3 things. Okay? The very first one is know your audience. When you're giving a humorous speech, you're giving it for the people. That is where your laughter is going to come from. Now, how are we going to know your audience? 4 things. The very first thing is the age group. What is the majority of the age group that your audience has? Are there people who are 50 above? Are there people in between 30 to 40, 20 to 40? That will help you filter out your thoughts. That will help you filter out your topics. That will help you filter out your jokes. Okay? Then mindsets. Second one. What mindset is your audience? What is the mindset of the audience that you currently have? Some might be sitting in the audience thinking, I'm the best. What she is giving a module, I can give a module. You can have such audience who will think, oh, I can never be a humorous speaker. I can never make people Oh, you asking me to crack a joke? I don't know how to crack a joke. So the mindset of the audience is very important. Okay? Third is the diversity. How different type of audience do you have? I am very sure there are students here, there are employees here, there are parents here, there are kids who drive their parents crazy here. So we have a combination of everything. So whenever you are plotting your speech, you should take all these things in mind. Okay? Lastly, and the most effective one, commonality. What is that each one of us in this room has in common?
We all want to learn.
So we all are Toastmasters. If I crack a joke about Toastmasters, all of you will laugh.
Yeah.
Correct? So, and if I crack a joke about engineers, well, some of you are engineers, some of you know the pain of being an engineer, so you will laugh. But the more the common audience you have, the more relatable it is, the huge amount of laughter is going to come from it. Okay? Second thing, what's funny? Now this is actually the part where most of the people struggle on how do you pick a topic. There are so many things in this world who are funny. There are so many things in this world who you think are not funny but are funny, I'm telling you. So how do you pick a topic? Anyone face this struggle? Because you have 2-3 topics in front of you, you are not able to decide which one to make a speech out of. I have been there. It was so difficult for me to think, okay, if I pick this topic, it will be the most funny. If I pick this topic, it will be the funniest. There will be humongous wave of laughter. The truth is, all topics are funny, and no topics are not funny. Okay? If I tell you the most common place in your life where you could find humor is tragedy, will you believe it?
Yes. Yes.
Tragedy or comedy?
Tragedy, sarcasm, struggle, pain, surprise. This is where your humor comes from. How many of you travel in metro? How many of you think it's a tragedy? How many of you think it's a commonality? You have gotten a topic for your speech. So it is not very difficult to find a topic. The more common it is, the more everyday life struggles and pains and tragedy you have, the more relatable it is. Okay? Third, the last one, but not the least. Now you have known your audience. You have gathered your content. You know the commonality. You know the topic. You know the tragedy. You know everything. But how do you come here and speak? That's where the play comes into the picture. That's where all the difference is made. Because the speakers will be funny, but the laughter will differ from speaker to speaker. Okay? How do you make your speech effective on stage, which I call as the showman? Okay? The very first thing that always works in a humorous speech is exaggeration. Always. It can never fail. If you're exaggerating your struggle, if you're exaggerating your pain, your tragedy, it will work. Because the audience is mean. They like to see you struggle. The more you struggle with your tragedy, the more they will be like, okay? So this is the first thing, exaggeration. Secondly, your expressions. Your expression does a lot of job. Okay? Thirdly, if you have characters in your speech, it is not mandatory. Some people do have characters in their speeches, some people don't. I usually have a very important character in my speeches, my mom. And whenever I am depicting her, I use this. So if I am doing this, it's understood without even saying it that it is my mom. So the conversations that I have with my mom, I change my specs like this. Most of the times. Okay? One more important thing is change of direction. What do you understand by change of direction? Of
Humor
course.
Transition from humor to message.
Transition, okay. So if I'm going to tell you, I'm a very subtle, shy, evil girl. Ever since I was a kid, I was good at nothing. You see what I did there? Subtle, shy, evil. Change of direction. Because you have set the tone for a romance in a particular direction, and then you certainly derail it. That's where the humor comes from. It is a general phrase, good at nothing. People call it, you're good for nothing, you're good at nothing. But how do you do magic with it? Good at nothing. Simple? Okay? So these are the three things that I usually work upon when I am preparing a humorous speech or any speech for that.